Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Dong Report, where I give out my favorite MLB home run picks for the day. My name is Matt Modi with Jedi Modi Sports Betting. If you are new to my YouTube channel, would appreciate it if you could click that subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. If you are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you very, very much. As for today, as I mentioned, giving out my favorite home run picks for the day. Before we can get into anything, we got to do a recap of yesterday. I went 1-2 on my 3 home run picks yesterday. Thank you, Matt Olson, for the home run. End the day with a slight profit, up 0.85 units. That brings our total profit on the Dong Report up to over 50 units at 50.7 units of profit. 10.91% ROI. It's just been insane, the success that we've had on the Dong Report. Hopefully we can continue that today, as I have 3 more home run picks for you guys to lock in. And let's chat about some dongs. First up, in the Dodgers versus Padres game, we are taking Juan Soto to hit a home run. That is at plus 400 odds at FanDuel. And I'll say right off the bat, all 3 of my picks today are going to be on FanDuel, so go ahead and log into FanDuel now. And for this one specifically, Dodgers versus Padres, it's admittedly not the best weather game. Normally I try to find juicy weather games. This one isn't the best, but it's still positive overall. It's like plus 3% home run differential according to Ballpark Pal. And for a game being played in San Diego, the fact that it's positive is good for us. And for Soto specifically, he's been absolutely on fire recently. So he didn't hit a home run yesterday, but prior to that, he had hit a home run in 3 straight games and had a total of 4 home runs in that span. He hit 2 home runs in the same game a couple games ago, and then he hit a home run in back-to-back games after that. So he's hit a home run in 3 of 4 after missing yesterday. He's also just on a ridiculous stretch at the plate in general. He's on an 8-game hit streak, and in 6 of those games, he's got multiple hits, and in some of them, he even has 3 hits. So I just love the fact that he's on a crazy heater from the home run department, and then also he's just seeing the ball well at the plate. That makes us feel good. Overall, his ISO rate is at 25.3%. Now, if you are new here, ISO rate stands for isolated power. Literally, it just measures how much power a batter gets when they hit the ball. Anything 25% and above is considered excellent. So the fact that Juan Soto is at 25.3, that's good. That's excellent. That's the highest grade that Fangraphs gives. Excellent. And then he's got a barrel rate of 13.8%. Barrel rate just measures how well you hit the barrel of the bat when you make contact. 13.8% is considered great. So not excellent. Great for barrel rate is 10% and above. Excellent is 15% and above. But if we isolate his stats, specifically, let's start with right-handed pitching, because that is what he'll be going up against for the Dodgers. That ISO rate, and this is on the entire season, so pretty big sample size. ISO rate jumps up to 30% against right-handed pitching. And then when you look at the last 2 weeks alone, his ISO rate jumps up to 36.4%. So I love specifically for batters looking at like a 2-week span, because what someone did in April doesn't really help us today. So he's been hot recently. He's been hot against right-handed pitching. I love Juan Soto to cash one for us today as our first pick. Next up, in the White Sox versus Guardians, we're taking Luis Robert Jr. to hit a home run, plus 330 odds at FanDuel. So I have a lot of love and respect for Luis Robert Jr. because he was part of that 3-for-3 day that we had last week where we cashed all 3 and hit the parlay. I will say we've gone with him twice since then to no luck, but we're backing him today in what should be a crazy game, interesting game between the White Sox and the Guardians after the fight yesterday. If you have seen that, if you haven't, definitely Google that after watching this video. So Robert, he hit a home run yesterday, which helps. We love the fact that he's on a recent hot streak. Granted, I'm not sure if you can count one game as a hot streak, but recent success, I should say. Overall, he's got 2 home runs in his last 10 games, so obviously not great, but we're hoping that he can turn the home run yesterday into a hot streak, which we've seen him go on. Earlier this year, he was on a ridiculous tear. Since the month of June, since June 1st, he's got 17 home runs total, but he's only got 6 since July 1st. So really, it was that month stretch in June where he was insanely hot. So hopefully he can repeat that in August. The Guardians have an opener pitching today, so it's mostly going to be a bullpen game. But even with Robert on a colder spell recently, His ISO rate is at 23.8% in the past 14 days. So it's not as good as it is on the entire season. It's not in the excellent category, but the fact that he is on a cold streak and he still has an ISO rate that's considered great. So for ISO rate, 20% and above is considered great. So the fact that he's still great, even with the recent cold streak, makes me feel good that he's still getting power on the ball. He just hasn't had a lot of luck going yard. I know one day specifically we had him. He hit one like right to the warning track. So hopefully he can just get one to go a little bit farther, have it go out of the ballpark, cashing this for us today. And last up, third pick of the evening in the Astros versus Yankees game, we're taking Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run. That is at plus 340 odds at FanDuel. So the weather for this game specifically isn't quite as good as it's been previously in the series, but it's still positive overall. So that part's good. And I just love Alvarez in this spot. He returned from his injury on July 26th, on 7/26, and he's actually been somewhat on fire. He's played 9 total games, and he's hit 3 home runs in that span, including he just hit one 2 days ago. Didn't go yard yesterday, but hit one 2 days ago. So obviously this is a smaller sample size, but in those 9 games, his ISO rate is at 34.4% since he returned from injury, which is obviously excellent. Now, the Yankees are pitching Carlos Rodon at the plate. He's a lefty, and Yordan hasn't been as good against lefties. But Carlos Rodon has also been absolutely horrible this year, and he probably also won't pitch that deep into the game anyways. So hopefully, if he doesn't take Rodon yard, he can get up against a righty later. But to dive in on Rodon a little bit, he's made 5 starts this year. So maybe he'll turn it around because obviously 5 is a small sample size. But in those 5 starts, he has a home run per 9 of 2.22, which is really, really bad, like worse than the MLB type bad. And in those 5 starts, he's given up 6 home runs overall in 24.1 innings pitched, which is, again, really, really bad. So I love Alvarez here. I love all 3 of these picks. Alvarez rounds out our picks for the evening, so definitely feels like a 3-0 day. If you are riding with me, make sure to comment and let me know. I also sprinkle about $10 on a parlay of all 3 of these guys as well, so make sure to do that as well, but lower the unit size. I put 1 unit on them individually. I put like $5 or $10 on the parlay, so make sure to lock that in, and that's all I got. So again, appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.